Good morning. Sunday morning, getting ready to go to church and getting prayed up, kind of spending some time in the Word. Uh, I got my little worship playlist that I enjoy listening to, and I was just pondering here in 2 Timothy, First Timothy chapter 6 and 2 Timothy chapter 3. No, chapter 2. 2 Timothy chapter 2. And as I was pondering this, you know, we're living in a passive horizontal posture. We're waiting for Jesus to come, but while we're waiting, we're living our life in a way that glorifies God. Okay, a man with a job, he gets in the Word before he goes to work, and during his job duties, he focuses on that Word he's pondering for the morning and for that day. He goes home, he gets back in the Word, and the things he's pondered during his day, doing his duties. Now, that's if you've got a job where they actually have duties, and you do your duties. You go to your work, you do your job, and you go home. Some jobs are, corrupt. And every day you go to them, they have a new agenda, and instead of being a established, principled place of employment, they're wavering all the time. Their rules are always shifting. Well, you can't stand firm in your own life if you're in a position like that. So, in this example, you've got a job where people actually can focus on their job and think about maybe meditating in what their morning devotional revealed to them. Well, so the man does his morning devotional, goes to work, he's pondering that morning devotional, doing his job duties as unto the Lord, and then he goes home, jots down. I'd say this is a single guy right now. If you had a family, a wife and kids, then you could incorporate your kids into this very lifestyle. But he goes home and he jots down the things that he thought on, and then gets back in the Word for his evening devotional. And there's always worship there. I encourage people to learn how to play an instrument so you can worship the Lord, or just sing psalms and hymns, or do anything. Do a hobby unto the Lord. Like, this is how I'm gonna worship the Lord. I'm gonna do this, blah, 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 and whatever the product of that time is, lift it up, maybe donate it or whatever. That's for the Lord. That's His glory, His praise, His honor, and that's what we're living for. Living quiet, peaceful lives. We're not to strive. We're not to war. If somebody wants to have that opposing force in a conversation, we're to turn aside. We're to turn to one side or another. Just be like, oh, look, I'm not here to strive. You can have that. I'm here in a passive horizontal posture. You're non-passive. I'm passive, and I can't deal with that. You're not willing to gel and into a life of righteousness. You want to dispute and stuff. Okay, well, the example came to me about how electric companies are facing a time when solar panels are enabling people to empower their houses and their cars, so that electric companies are becoming obsolete. Now, they don't want to become obsolete because there's profit in being an electric company, selling electricity to people who need it, okay? But we're in a time when we either need to decide, okay, we can use the sun's power and free people and free up their budgets by enabling them to have solar panels power their houses. And electric companies don't want to hear that. And so what happens is electric companies try to fight tooth and nail. They try to find any nook, subtly, aggressively, any nook they can to try to stay vital to human society. Instead of going, you know what, we're in a new age and solar power, let's just get on board with the solar power, and maybe electricity companies will be a thing of the past, and let's surrender, because that'll free people up, it'll free their budgets up, and they won't have to pay and be slaves of electric companies. That'd be a good attitude for electric companies to have, wouldn't it? Well, electric companies don't see that way because they see, oh, if we're out of business, we're not going to be able to profit. That's kind of like sin in the world. If sin were, if disobedience started becoming a thing of the past and people started being obedient, pretty soon the police wouldn't be needed, right? Well, the government is here for the protection of believers. So the police are an extension of that arm of protection. Well, we're living in a time when God desires his people to live in submission to his righteousness. And there's a whole bunch of people that don't want that to happen, just like the electricity companies and solar panels. Solar panels can come in and empower people to have more of their income freed up so they don't have to pay electric bills. And, well, when sin gets pulled aside, the government can cut back and scale back its power and its means and save money because it doesn't have to police the population. The more obedient people are, the more resources the government can free up for other things. It's just something that came to mind as I was pondering this morning. I wanted to share it, kind of get it on video while I can. Just like solar power and electricity companies, the more people become obedient, more resources get freed up in the God's ordained administration of justice, which is the government, Romans 13, 1 through 7. So I guess that's my yammer for Sunday. I'm going to get back praying up and getting ready for service. Pastor Melissa Scott's probably got a good message for us today. She may be continuing on and laying down the layers for revelations, or the Lord may have led her in a different direction. But hey, have a good day.